Hi guys, it's Belle here and I'm back for day 2 of Remember. If you haven't heard of this before, this is a challenge created by the lovely Louisa Heinzel and the lovely Barbara over at 49 Dragonflies. I will leave their channels linked below. I believe this is the 4th year of them doing it. And yeah, every year it just gets more fun. So, today's prompt is layered tag and retro film strip, and I've pulled a few things. Not quite sure what I'm going to do, so it'll come together as we work on it. But first I wanted to show you, if you saw yesterday's video, you would have seen me make an altered playing card with antique keys, and I kept saying it looks like it'd be a good journal topper. So all of a sudden I decided to actually make a ephemera journal. Now, I've never done this before. I've usually just made ephemera and either put it in my ephemera box or used it in my December daily. But I have actually put together this really quick and simple little journal. It's using a paper bag. I've put vintage sewn paper all over it. I've left the ends open because the prompt list will fit in. So I'll decide whether I want to close one of them or not. I've backed the playing card on some of this burlap fabric, which I just think goes, and the grungy feel and all that good stuff. And then literally sewing paper on the inside too. I've just left it like that. I've done a little bit of inking, but not much. And then just some random book pages. Most of these are scrap pages that I had. Some vintage dictionary. This one already had this pocket done on it, so I just used that. And then right in the middle is one of these pages that my friend Sarah gifted me a few years back, where she's done her like blanketed crochet stitch on the end. And I have a few of these and I've never used them in any journals. One, because I kind of hoard them, even though I'm sure Sarah would send me more if I asked, but I kind of hoarded them. So, and two, they're kind of this size or smaller, so I tend to work in bigger journals. So I just put it in the middle of here. It's the only bit that's got a bit of crochet at the top and bottom. So far, we'll probably be adding fabric somewhere, but I think it looks really cute. So yeah, I've just put a quick journal together. So saying that, that means that making a tag can't be bigger than this page. And the page is about 5 3/4, which is about the, well, width-wise, this is 4 3/4 by obviously 5 3/4 with, I want to say, a 3/4 inch spine, but you know. So yeah, so that's the little journal I literally put together in a couple of minutes. So what I want to do is, again, as I've said, Louisa and Barbara send each other a pack of 50 scraps. So I decided, as much as possible, I want to be working with scraps or things I don't tend to work with a lot. So I had these Tim Holtz ephemera backs in my stash, and I'm pretty sure this should be about the right size. Well, I said 5 3/4. This is about 6. Let's just have a look if it would fit on a page, or how much I will need to trim it down. I would need to trim it a little bit. That's all right, sort of to here, but I wanted to keep that. I mean, does it matter if it's a bit bigger than the journal? I could make a pocket to put it in, and then it would stick out the top. I quite like that. Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this side for the back, because you can write on this. But what I want to do is, if I can grab it, I want to just sand this down, because it is glossy. And although you could write on it with a pen glossy, firstly, I like the effect of it being sanded and gives it more of a grungy feel. But this will make it easier to write on it with certain types of pen, because it will make the surface matte rather than glossy. So, yeah. I need my cloth. Hold on. Here we go. And then, because I really like the way that looks, I'm going to go around the edge here too. I mean, we might put stuff right up to the edge, but just in case we don't, I think it'd be quite nice to have this white kind of edge on here. And I'm actually going to do the same on here, because I'm going to use this smaller one as part of the layering. Now it says layered tag. You can do this many ways. You can just literally layer, or you can layer tags on top of each other. I'm kind of going to do that and just layer. I'm not going to fuss too much. I'm just going to dry that. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. So that's going to go there, and I'm thinking this one will go here. I kind of love that edge now. And then, as it says film strip, that made me think of photographs. So I actually have this vintage photograph. It's from the 1930s. It's this row of shops, and I'm thinking about putting that on there as well, like so. So we're layering up like so. Let's get some backing on. So I have a few different options for backing. I have some vintage maps. It's several. I've got this lovely green one. Then I've got this one which is whiter, but it's got this great backing. I kind of want to use both. And then I've got this really vintage one. Look, it's got all this tape on. This is only part of it. I actually had the whole thing, but it's this beautiful brown, and I kind of love that. So we're going to see what one I like. And then I've also got some of this scrapbook paper that's all stamps of, looks like passport stamps. And then we've got this, which is kind of a grey green, which works well with this. And it's got writing. It's also got swans on it, but obviously we're not going to use the swans. So I'm thinking of backing part of this. It might have to go down here, I think. And we're just going to rip and tear, because that's the style I want. I also need to think about, actually, I haven't thought about what needs to be on what side. I'm wondering if the stamps would actually be better on that side. Now that I've ripped and torn the other thing. That's all right. That's not a problem. I kind of love that. But do I want that to be... or do I want it in the background? I think I want it in the background. And I do want that edge to show now. So let me just get my pencil, so that I can then trim that. So yes, can you guess? I'm going for a travel theme. When you go on holiday, you tend to take a lot of photos. Or if you're anything like me, you take photos all the time. But especially when you're on holiday. So I wanted a travel theme for these layered tags. Using the vintage photos. I'm actually using 2 vintage photos, but I made a bit of a boo-boo with one. I'm just doing this because I don't know what's going to show and what's not going to show. And do you know what we haven't done? Stop everything. I just checked. We didn't do our mini calendar. We didn't open the day. Number 3 is just down here. I don't think I sort of spoke about this, but you can see anyway. It's a toy shop. There's a Santa right outside. There's loads of kids. Yesterday we got the donkey. Let's have a look. Look, there's a little dog there too. Let's have a look at number 3. Oh my goodness, it's a little toy drum. Can you see that, guys? Let's hold that still. Little toy drum. Dum, dum, dum. Ah, right. We'll get back to this. You guys might be like, what? What's happening? Yes, that's just what I do. I have a feeling I moved my glue book. I was tidying up yesterday. I'm doing so many projects at the moment. I mean, I'm doing Defember. I'm taking part in the collaboration for Tracy Fox for her Hashtag DD Advent 24. My day is this weekend. I'm also just finishing up a few projects, and also I am doing my December daily. So I felt like I needed to tidy a little bit because I really need to just have those projects out around me because it was getting a bit chaotic. So that's what I did. And I think I've moved my journal book, my glue book. That's okay. It is not a problem. So we're going to do this. I like this because it is a grey green, and I'm bringing in a little touch of green possibly if it works the way I want it to work. We'll see. So let's do this down here. And again, we're just going to round that corner because I'm using my 7mm because the end of this tag has a rounded corner. Ugh, I just kind of love that. Scraps. I have this little box where I'm keeping all sorts of random things that may or may not come in useful during December. I'm kind of making my own little scrap box, as well as just grabbing other bits that may or may not work. So if I'm using something, I'm been putting the rest of it in there because that's also beautiful, isn't it? You want the writing. The writing reminds me of postcards that you would send home. Which reminds me, maybe I need to pull out one of my stamps. That may be something I do. Because, you know, before the days of mobile phones and texting, I mean, can some of us remember those days? It's crazy to think of now, isn't it? But we would send postcards or letters, wouldn't we? I mean, you could phone, but it was often super expensive if you were on holiday. So we tended, let's have a look, to do postcards. I'm wondering if I want some of this green one because, or some of the brown, because I'm actually going to pull in this one differently. I love that too, that way. I do kind of love that. That texture's amazing. Maybe I'll pull in some of the texture and pull in some of this. Oh, I also have, let's pull my little box of thingies here. I also have some Tim Holtz pieces. Kind of wanted to bring in the Grand Hotel because, you know, you're on holiday, we're on holiday. I might just bring in some of this green. Okay, let's do that. And I may actually grab some of my stamps and grab those out, but let's do this first. Where is my pencil? I'm telling you, I just keep putting it down and then it's right beside me. It's like I'm literally right here. Why can't you see me? Let's put it in that little pot. Will this fit through here? Of course it won't, so I have to get my larger one. So yes, I went with a holiday theme to go into my little journal. I don't normally, that looks far too big. I cut it at the wrong place. I'm like, what's going on there? Really like that brown bit down there now though, so. Yeah, I don't normally make a journal for December. And it's just one of those things, isn't it? Suddenly I got it in my head. Oh, a journal would be fun. And poof, there you go. Just did a journal. Got to use up some more scraps, which is great. Some little scrappy book pages that I have. So I feel like that's going to go on there. Do, 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 do. I think it's all going to be stamped, if I'm honest. And I really do. I'm going to pull in some of this because I love those numbers down that side as well. So I want to use this side. Oh my goodness. Oh, this tear is like, it's almost like fabric. Oh, that's amazing. Do you know what that reminds me of? You know when you get vintage book page? Oh, that needs to go on a way that I can actually see it. Like, that needs to go. Because I want some of that. Yeah, I think that's going to go that way. I wasn't planning on doing that, but do you know what? It goes so well. Let me trim that bit. What was I saying? Yeah, so I just put a journal together super quickly because I just kept saying, that looks like a journal topper. That looks like a journal topper. And then I was like, why don't I just do a journal? That'll be fun. This year, more than any other year, I've actually made things to keep myself. I mean, I've got my journals for Junk Journal January and Junk Journal July. And then for the Oddtober challenge, I ended up making myself that little pumpkin basket. And keeping all my tags looking lovely in my craft room. I've made a few design team projects for Tracy's creative design team that I've actually kept myself, which normally I don't do that. And now I'm making a different member journal that I'm keeping for myself again. Like, this has been the year for me to make things to keep, which I said I don't often do. I don't know about the rest of you crafters out there. Certainly journals I tend to make and then sell or gift. Oh, I kind of love it. And you know what? I kind of love that bit down there. You can't even see what it says very much, but... Hold on. Sorry, guys. I had a sudden cough. I mean, I'm still not 100%. I mean, it's been over 2 weeks. It's been nearly 2.5 weeks now, and I am still not 100%, which is, So I still occasionally get a cough. Oh, that didn't cut properly. There we go. I mean, I think most of that's going to be covered anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but it matters to me whilst I'm doing that. So, I'm going to put that there. Lovely. Dooba-dooba-doo. So yeah, it's been my year for just playing and making things to keep, which I really enjoyed. I'm definitely going to continue with that a little bit next year. So yeah, that is fun. Okay, so this is going to go here. And I'm wondering if I want to keep the rounded edges as the tag. I mean, is it a tag if it looks like that, or does it need the, you know? We're not even seeing most of that yumminess, are we? I mean, if I moved it that way, we would see it, but I don't want it that way. But we're seeing some of that yummy texture, which is good enough. And then that would go under there to say the Grand Hotel. And the red will pick up some of the red that's in the map. And you may be like, Belle, where is the film strip? So I have a couple of options. And I have this one, which is this lovely green. Need to pop out all the little bits. This is from one of the Tim Holtz die sets. Let me just pop all these out. Oh my goodness, that took me forever. So I'll be using this and this, which are both from the Tim Holtz die set. And it is 66602. And what's the name of it? Vault Picture Show. So there you go, if you are interested. But I'm thinking of bringing that in. I wanted it down that side, and now I'm looking at it and it could go on top. I was actually thinking of putting it kind of down the edge of the photo, like so. But now I'm looking at it, it might disappear on that green background. And now I'm thinking I really like the look of it on top, which I didn't think I was going to do. Okay, well, things change, so that's all that matters. What else have I got? I've got like this ticket, this kind of airmail ticket that I kind of liked too. Maybe I could put airmail down here and maybe put the plane up there maybe. Let's cut the airmail off. My goodness, the lovely dogs over the road are suddenly howling. So I don't know if that's picking up on camera or not, but you know, because you would fly via airmail, wouldn't you? Do you know what? I don't want to waste all of that, so I'm going to cut this bit off, and then that would go under there like so. Again, leaving some of that red that's going to pick up on things, which I really like. And then that's going to go over the top. And I do have something to go in there. But I feel like I want to leave that now. I had cut out lots of little bits of map. I might randomly put them in places actually. So that's like that. I actually had one of these as well that said cafe. It's from a tag. I'm not sure where. It was a digital tag, and I've had it in my stash quite a while. So I was thinking, you know, when you go on holiday, and this looks like a row of shops, so it looks like it could be the cafe that you're going to for lunch if you're on holiday. That's what it looks like. So I'm thinking that's going to go there. I'm just trying to place everything before I then... Do you know what? I really like that. Right. Let's do a bit of stuff. First thing I want to do is I am going to go stitch around this. No one's surprised. And I may stitch around this too. Like, I may do both. I've only got black thread in my sewing machine, so that may have to do. Okay, so I stitched around both of those in double wibbly wobbly straight stitch, and now I am going to, firstly, I'm not inking around the edges because I just love that white distressed edge. I just love that. So yeah, so these people are traveling. It gives me, you know, in the I want to say like Victorian and before era, where people used to go on their travels. You know, you do your, oh, there was a word for it, but you do your tour of a country. People would go around traveling. Ladies would have their companions who would be there so that they had someone to travel around with and who'd take care of them. Yeah, I love that Grand Hotel because, again, you know, you're going to Might move it down a little bit. Going to stay in your hotel. I want to, I think, I haven't done it on any of the others, but I think I kind of want to just snip the corners of this one. And again, I'm asking myself, is it a tag if it hasn't got the snipped corners? Well, it is in my journal, and that's what matters. So, okay, really like that. Do not want to stitch around the vintage photograph. And that's going to go there, and then that needs to come down, so I might move that up a tiny bit and have that over to the side. Yeah. Now it's covering up most of those postmarks, but oh, excuse me. I cannot believe that I'm still got a cough. Hold on. Goodness me. I don't know why I'm about to glue that down because we haven't glued this down yet. I'm wondering if the glue will work on it. I'm sure it will. Because we've got shiny, because I did not sand the back of this, and then we have all the stitching. Could use double-sided sticky tape, but I don't know. We're going to use the glue. Let's straighten this so that this will be straight, and it's off to the side, which makes these slightly off center, but you know what, I like it. And then we're going to put this on here, which, yeah, vintage photos. Love using vintage photos in work. I mean, someone's just got rid of them because otherwise they wouldn't be sold. And that just makes me sad. As someone who loves to take photographs myself, it makes me sad. Now, obviously, that's just the way of life. In, I don't know, 100 years, I'm sure people are going to get rid of my photos. Oh, I'm wondering if I'd wanted that down. Do I want that down? This is actually from some kind of like film strip. It's kind of bluey green. Do you see that? And I picked them up ages ago. Will that go over that still? If we have that there. I picked them up ages ago. They were these blue sheets. And when I tried to die cut them, they kind of fell apart. But they remind me of kind of film negative strip. Now, this is in blue, but because it's so dark, you can't really see that. So let me have a look if I like it or not. I'm going to just put it underneath a little bit before that sticks completely. I like the idea of using... Yes, I do. I like it. So I'm going to glue that as well. And I know we've mainly done the layered tag bits. I've got a little bit for the film strip, but I do actually have, I'm hoping this glues, that the glue works on here and that it glues clear, dries clear. Now it does normally, this glue normally does dry really clear, but obviously I've not worked with this material before. Okay, so I like that. And then we're going to bring on the film strip, but I am going to just ink the edges a little bit because it's a little bit pale green. And yeah, we are going to add another film strip, as I said, with a photo in it. Le Grand Hotel. That's going to go like that. Might have that go to the top, like from the photo upwards. No, we're going to have it brought down a little bit over onto the photo. And it does mean that that part of the photo shows in the film strip, which I like. So I'm just going to glue this down. Okay, let's try and glue this. This is going to be interesting. Go very quiet as I work around it. So I was already last night watching some videos of what people were doing for December. There's always so much inspiration to be had out there, which is one of the reasons I love watching and taking part in this, actually. So much inspiration. There we go. So we have that bit, and now I'm thinking of bringing in some of these little, let me find them all. Some of these little, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, I've got 5. Yeah, I don't need them all, but I want to see them because I want to see which one's going to work best on my piece. And I'm not putting them everywhere. I'm loving that. And then I'm thinking of bringing maybe one in there. And then maybe one, maybe just there. We could bring in, actually, there's some blue as well. So I could, why is that not sticking? Could bring in another blue one. Kind of there. I don't want them everywhere, that's the thing. And then maybe one up there. Or maybe not. Maybe just these. What do we think? What do we think? I think I like that. I think I like the 4. Okay, and I am going to ink around these as well. They actually have the white on the other side that picks up this. So now looking at it, I think I might do that. I really like that one though, so let's use this one instead. That might be nice to bring in a bit of that. Let's ink it. Doo-doo. And put that down there. Oh, seriously, I need my new glue too. So that can go in there, in the film strip. And then this one, let's make sure all the words, even though they're tiny, are the right way around. That can go there. I think I want the blue. Oh my goodness, this just stuck really well in there. Here. Because this one has more blue on it, which is great because we've got the blue down there in the airmail. So yeah, want that. Let's see which way round. That actually goes that way round. And then we'll have this one. Very cute. I did have another idea, but I don't know if it will work or not. Let me just quickly see before we do the final thing. Gosh, this video is taking forever. But it's just the fun of creating. So I had some of this and I was thinking of doing it across it. Almost like, you know, you have a luggage tag. I was thinking of doing it across and putting 2 brads in. It's just some of my faux leather paper. I thought that might be quite nice. I do actually like it. So let's do that too. Let's just trim this edge because it's a bit strange. Then let's trim this edge. Yeah, and then they need to be rounded. So let's... I am no good at this whatsoever. This is why I like having things that are round for me. So we've got that. But yeah, it just reminds me of like handles on your luggage and stuff. Let me have a look. Let's get my brads out. My little, oh, I can't find my little, where has that gone to as well? Seriously, I move everything and then I can't find anything. So let's put that across there. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to glue it so it's already in place. And then we'll get started on the final bit. I mean, That'd be good, wouldn't it? I don't know, I'm just having a lot of fun. So it comes to the end of that photograph, but we've still got the red and it still says Grand Hotel there. So that's good. I'm going to push through all these layers. You know, it does say layered tag. So I'm going to push through all the layers. I prefer to use my little thing where I know I tidy things away, but there were certain things I didn't tidy because I know I use them all the time. Oh dear me, I'll have to look where I've moved everything to. Right, I want these ones, definitely. Okay, brilliant. Let's put these in here then. My gosh, I'm already adding bulk to my journal and it's just day one. Well, we knew it was going to happen, didn't we? I mean, oh, yes, I like that. We're going to add some more metal anyway, so. Right, so we've added that on the bottom. So up here, firstly, I want to bring in these and I need to punch through all the holes again. Okay, punched through all of those and now I'm going to ink them. Now, I made a boo-boo yesterday when I was cutting all this out, ready for the video. So in the die set, there is a little die that also is the perfect shape for the inside of these film strips. And so I took a vintage photo and I cut the people out of the photo. Let's see if I can find it. So here it is. Cut these lovely people out. I feel like maybe they're on their honeymoon. They were in there like that. Actually the other way, I think. Yeah, because there's a person in the background. So yeah, they were in here anyway. But then I realized, although it fits perfectly, it does so in a way that there's no way to adhere it if you want it to be free moving. It's great if you just want to put it flat somewhere, like, you know, if I wanted to put it like there, which I could do, that still looks good, but I actually wanted it to kind of free move. So yeah, that's a problem, but that's okay because I've now got this piece which I could glue to the back of here. I could actually have this piece on here. So I think I'm going to do that. Let's just use it. We've got it. Although I'm absolutely in love with the way this, what's the word I'm looking for, is on the back. So we're going to do that. This will be on the back. So let's glue that onto there first. Yeah, we're going to have this almost like a dangle. Well, it will be a dangle. It won't almost be like, it's going to be a charm hanging down. Because I liked that idea. Okay. Perfect. And then, so this will go on here, but shall I bring you down? There we go. That's better, isn't it? I also did pull out a couple of stamps, which I thought might be quite good to kind of put kind of here. I've pulled in one that's also red because, you know, we've got red in the tag as well. So I wanted to do that. Yeah, now I'm thinking they're on their honeymoon. They're travelling around Europe on their honeymoon. They go to Monte Carlo. They go to France. Don't know where this is from. But yeah, they're travelling around, taking lots of photos, sending postcards and photos back to loved ones. No, I haven't done it wrong. I was like, oh my gosh, I've done that wrong. No, I haven't. It's okay. Don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. Sorry if you don't know what that is. It's a, it's a very British reference to Dad's army. Don't know if this will fit the right way now. Do you know what? I don't really mind. Don't panic. Don't panic, Mr. Manning. Yeah, Dad's Army. Because I will just come on and trim that. Trim across here. Trim this. We don't need to trim everything, because this is the front bit, so this will be seen, and then everything else will get inked, because that's just part of the joy. And now we're going to put this vintage photograph in there. I actually need to trim across the top of there. Gosh, Dad's Army, that is an old show, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I was alive when it first started, but it's just something that is just part of British culture now, especially with don't panic, don't panic. Yeah, it's just part of British culture. Let's make sure the stamps are the right way up, shall we? That's the most important part. Okay, so we have our other film strip, and I want to put an eyelet in this. Is it already in the smaller setting? Let's put it in the middle, like so. Let's find one of my small ones, although these small ones are a bit of a nightmare because they often don't work the way I want them to. I think I'm going to use a red to pick up some more of that red that we've used through the whole tag. So let's hope this will actually, might be a good idea if I move the crocodile setting, hey? Yeah, it's done what it often does, where it doesn't go flat. Oh, it really irritates me, that does. I don't know why. I think it must be the eyelets. They must be like a cheaper brand or something. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it does irritate me that it's not completely flat. Okay, and now I have... Where did I put them? Did I put them in here? Yes, hold on. Okay, so I have all these pieces of metal and charms, and I'm thinking of cutting a few of these and kind of, firstly I want this attached to there, so let's just cut that. So that's going to be attached to that one. And then I want another charms kind of hanging off there too. So we just really need the two, I think. We don't want more than that. And the charms that I have, so I have a camera, which just seems perfect because they're traveling. I also have one of these that I've been making. So I want that. It says agent, and that kind of made me think of, what's it called? Travel agents. I did have a Big Ben, and I have a Paris, and a little travel suitcase that actually says travel on it. I'm wondering if I want the Paris one. It's not the same colour as everything else. That's my problem. But I don't know if I mind that. So I'm going to attach these and then come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, I'm so glad I did that off camera. Honestly, guys, I don't know how you jewellery makers and charm makers out there do it. I hate working with fiddly things. I'm just not dexterity. I don't have the dexterity to do that. And it really irritates me. So anyway, and I needed really little loops for this. So we have our camera. We have our Eiffel Tower, and we have our little charm that I've been making. And And then I pulled out some dyed seam binding in this brown because I thought that would work well in here. So we're going to put that through. And then I think the last thing we have to do is add some words. I know. They're like, really? Do we need to, Belle? Yes, we do. Are you actually kidding me? Someone doesn't like me today. That's okay. Basically, I pulled too tight on that. So I'm going to grab some washi. And I've got this one that has like words on it. And I am going to just put that over this. It actually says why. Yes, why? Why, guys? Why? But these things happen, and that's okay. We just find a way to fix them. Okay, and this time I won't pull quite so hard on this. This time I'll just be really gentle. And I will hold on to this bit. Really gently. Telling you, fiddly things, like I said, it's just not in my nature. Okay, that's good. Let's kind of trim the edges at an angle, because that always looks nicer. Or I feel that it does. And I might even fray the edges too a little bit, because why not? We've done that nice cut, and then what do? I then bring the edges up and fray them, because that makes sense. It does if you're a crafter. And I am gonna then attach it. I chose a red bulb pin because, again, I'm trying to bring in, I wonder if that could go all the way through there instead. I'm trying to bring in those pops of red that are on the maps and the actual ephemera pieces. And then that will hang and move on the tag, which I really like. I feel like the agent needs to be different. That'll hang and move. Oh, I like that. So we've got a layered tag in different ways. We've layered up images. We've done 2 tags, and we've got that extra layer by being on top. So I had some words. I do have the word photograph on here. I actually have the word scenic photograph. I wanted, travel photograph. That's what we need, don't we? Travel photograph. And I also want to put the word smile. And I know I've seen it on here. Where did I see it? There it is. I knew I'd seen it. Now this is quite white, the words on here. So I want to just use my my walnut stain ink pad and just go over the white a little bit just to dull that down. And we're going to put smile on this bit, and then this will be finished. I know it's quite long for a simple tag, but smile, because you know you've got to smile when you're having your photograph taken. Say cheese. Let's put the photograph word on first, because that needs to go down the bottom. Like so. Watch out for that. And then travel. Now, do I want travel kind of up here? Or do I want it down here? I feel like I want it down there. There's a lot of blank space there, which is fine, but I feel like I just need it to be filled in a tiny bit, like so. Okay. And that, guys, is my day 2 prompt complete. So again, the prompt was layered tag and retro film strip, and I went with the idea of a travel theme and photographs. I really love how that moves, actually. So yeah, I really love that. And they can move that way and it can move that way, and we've got the charms, we've got the camera, we've got little pops of red and green, we've got vintage maps and vintage photographs all mixed in with using up some backing from Tim Holtz. Let's have a look. We've got my little tag here, not my tag, my little journal, and I'm looking for like a paper clip to attach it. Just need a small one for now. I was wondering if I had one of those little Tim Holtz like mini, there we go, mini bulldog clip. Let's see which one I like best. I mean, it probably won't stay like that. I'll probably move it all. But for day 1, our little tag can go right here on the front page, like so. I want to make sure it's only on that page. And then we can either use a little paper clip, or I can use one of these little clips. These can be a bit tricky to get over several things. Oh, I kind of like that rather than the paper clip. I might come back to make a paper clip for it, but what I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to put that over the top of this page. Oh, and that's what it looks like. So it can swing, like, it doesn't matter which way round it is because we've got the photograph or the stamp. But I'm actually going to, hold on, do these pages possibly like this. Maybe not. Maybe that's annoying. But for now, let's get all the charms down. We have the tag behind, and that can sit on on the front of it, like so, with the charms. I love it. And then again, we've kind of got the layered effect in the journal, and it just pops out the top like that. Little bit of red, little bit of a tag. I like it. So yeah, that is today's one, guys, day 2. Let me know what you think down below. I know this video is a bit long, but some days it's just like that. I've also kept the threads on this journal because I don't know if I'm going to add some charms and beads to it yet. But oh, I really like that. I like the way that is on the front. We could just, instead of having that, just have that, because then you can kind of flip it open easier to see the tag. The tag needs to move closer to the edge. Ah, I love it. Yeah, I really love that. I do. I like the charms. I like the little vintage photo. I think that's meant to be that way. That's it. Little vintage photo. And yeah, day 2 is done. I'm very happy with that. So let me know what you think down below, guys. And yeah, don't forget to play with those vintage bits and pieces that you may have. I know we hoard them, but they're doing no good. These photographs were taken by people who really loved this photo for whatever reason, and then they just get sold and put in a dusty box somewhere. And I don't know, I think it's nice to kind of bring them to life. And don't be worried about, you know, taking a photograph where there's not a lot and you just want a central piece and using a die on it to make it something else. So yeah, that's my recommendation. So I hope you like this. I hope you like my little journal that I'm going to be working in. That was a surprise. I didn't know I was going to be making one. But thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really, really, really appreciate every one of you that does. And I'll be back again soon with another video. Until then, guys, wherever you are in the world, wherever you're traveling to or not traveling to, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.